Alright guys, welcome back. It is Punt Factor here. I'm going to be bringing you some more Abzan Value Town, Green, White, Black Value Town, whatever you want to call it. I did make some changes from our previous list. Let's see here. I went down one plains and added in an additional forest. We'll see if that kind of makes our opening hands a little more consistent. Let's see, two scooses here. I went down one voice of resurgence, so I'm only running 3. I tossed in an additional Eternal Witness. You'll notice here that I am back on the Excavator plan, but I do have Azusa sideboard. So this is mainly for being able to pump up our Tireless trackers, make sure we're hitting our land drops to get the value from Courser. Also, we do have, we're able to grab back our Ghost Quarters against, game ones against Tron, Amulet Titan, things of that nature. And if we are playing against those big mana decks that we need those 3 Ghost Quarters a turn, it's when I will bring in the Azusa package. So the sideboard probably changed the most. I'm going to try the 2 Eldritch Evolutions. I did try this in the green-white version, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun. Thought it was cool, and it helped out a lot. You can go ahead and watch the Elves video previously, where I was able to Eldritch Evolution into a Linvala, and it was real sweet. So, let's see, I have Kataki's War Wage, Aven Mind Sensor, Eidolon of Rhetoric, and Azusa as my Eldritch Evolution hits. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and drop 1 Worship and go up a Linvala. That card is super sweet. Especially against Elves, we do not have game unless we get this card out. And actually, Worship saved my butt the last game because I did not see this little combo here. Still running a couple Engineered Explosives. I do have Knight of Autumns in the side. These might end up becoming the Eternal Witness slots. We're just going to have to kind of find out. But that is the current Abzan Value Town list that I'm going to run. So let's go ahead and jump into a game here. Let's just jump into a queue. 20 play points. Black Splash. Boom. I guess I could rename this deck list. Let's go ahead and rename this to DK in Value Town. Woo, exciting times. DK in Value Town. I'm not sure of the Assassin's Trophy, and I'm also not sure of the 2 Abrupt Decays. I mean, in my regular green-white version, I'm running 2 Dromoka's commands, so I kind of figured it's the same. I'm still just trying to see if the mana base can kind of support that splash without giving up too much consistency on the opening hand. So I'm also kind of up in the air on the 7 mana dorks versus 8. I'm not entirely sure. I think 7's probably fine, but we could easily cut like an Eternal Witness for our other noble. And I would be running 4 nobles, but I'm running 4 birds instead. A, I sold my 1 noble on here, and B, sometimes I think the flyer is really important. So let's see, are we going to get an opponent anytime soon? I definitely hope so. It was funny playtesting this Vinelasher Kudzu. It's a shame because I really wanted this card to just be awesome, and it left a lot on the table, unfortunately. I might go back to trying it out again at some point. Yeah, this list just didn't have the excavators or anything like that. But I'll probably, if I would go back and try it, I would definitely drop that down to a 3. Whoa, we got a game. We will hit up that later. Okay, so we are on the play. What do we got here? This looks like a perfect hand. If our bird lives, we're able to drop a 4/4 knight on 2, which is sweet. So let's go ahead and keep it. I will fetch up basic forest with my wooded foothills. I gotta remember, I only have 1 plains and 1 swamp in this version. So let's go ahead and get a basic. Basic forest. Let's play out our bird. Say go. See what happens. So even if we get our hand... Nope, Steam Fence. What do we got? We playing Storm. Playing Storm. Okay. So this knight is going to be fantastic, and it's going to be nice that it's a 4/4 because we're going to have instant speed Bajuka Bog. So let's make sure we fetch it. Why don't we just go ahead and get our plains here? Or do we want Overgrown? I think we might want Overgrown Tomb. Yeah, that's fine. Our life total isn't going to matter. They're not really going to pressure us much. So let's go ahead and get our knight out. And I got the Overgrown Tomb just in case I snag an Abrupt Decay for one of their mana dorks. I want to be able to cast it. So that is something relevant to note. I had to fetch and shock there. In a lot of games, you know, especially with this deck, you don't want to do that. So that's definitely something relevant to kind of consider. That I had to do that because I'm running the 3rd color. Obviously, in this game, I don't think it's going to matter. But, it, excuse me, but it could. So, I think next turn, we're going to... Let's play out a Scoos. We don't need to Coco right now. We have... Ancestral Visions. That's weird. So I guess here's the other question. Are we sure they're on... Are we sure they're on Storm? So since we have 2 Scoos activations up, why don't we go ahead and swing in here with the Knight. Just to apply some pressure. And then next turn we'll probably... I'll eat a couple things, and then on their end step, that's when we'll go ahead and collect a company. I will want to hold up Knight at that point. And we'll go ahead and get these Sleight of Hands out of their graveyard on their end step if they don't cast anything else. Greater Gargadon. Okay, so they're playing something really funky. What do we draw here? Verdant Catacombs is great. Go ahead and snag another forest here. Got a 5/5. We're actually going to swing in, so 7. This will be a 2-turn clock. I feel pretty solid. I mean, we have 4 Scoos activations. A Storm player, you know, 4 Scoos activations on a Storm player is pretty tough. I wonder, is this, this isn't Restore Balance. They play white, I think, right? Yeah. Let me make sure we're recording. We are. And my webcam is actually on, so that's good. So, Visions. They got to do something here. Or they're just dead. So I'm assuming they have something going on. Okay, they just died. That's fine. So we're against Storm, I think. What do we want to bring in? Aven Mind Sensor is actually pretty good. I don't think we would want to... I don't think we need the Eldritch Evolution package against them, really. I mean, I guess we could bring it in because Knight is so important. We don't need the recurring lands. Typically, if you can just get a solid Bajuka Bog off of them, they concede because Storm's kind of a critical mass deck where they just they get what they need. They kind of just like blow their hand out and go all in. And if you can disrupt that midway, like they have such a hard time coming back, and at that point we're already winning the game, so it's fine. We don't need Linvala. Eidolon's pretty sweet here. So we could actually take out... I don't know if voice matters all that much. Eternal Witness might be important to get back Bajuka Bog if we need it. I mean, Tracker's kind of slow here, but I think I would rather shave a couple voices. Let's try something like that. So we have Aven Mind Sensor, Eidolon, or Rhetoric, and we have a couple ways. We essentially have 3 copies of each in the deck at this point. This is a pretty solid hand. So we have turn 1 Noble, turn 2 if we need to Aven Mind Sensor or hold up Path. I think this is good. They're not messing with our hand. I don't think they're on the Bolt the Bird plan. I'm confused with this Ancestral Vision though. There's a Tracker. That's an okay pickup, sort of. It gives us a nice turn 3 play. I guess maybe I should have went and grabbed a Temple Garden because... Oh, that was dumb. Just in case our Noble dies, I would want to be able to cast this Path to Exile. Also, Aven Mind Sensor. But let's just cross our fingers and hope they don't Bolt the Bird. Okay. They didn't Bolt the Bird. Good. We have a Windswept Heath. So we could try... I don't really want to throw a Tracker down here. So why don't we just go ahead... Pass turn, we can flash in an Aven Mind Sensor. Yeah, let's just go ahead and pass. We'll fetch up our 1 plains. We have Ancestral Vision coming off in what, 2 turns? Okay. Create our Gargadon. Okay, let's try to flash this Aven Mind Sensor in. We'll also present a little bit of a clock. Now, if they counter us here, we'll probably just Coco on our main phase. We could also just start kind of strip mining them. Let's get this knight down and we can hold up Path. Probably should have swung first. Probably holding up a Remand. Yeah, okay. Let's go ahead and swing in here. Luckily we have Path. Seriously, I don't know what this deck is. So next turn, Ancestral Vision comes off Suspend. How do we want to play this? Do we want to try to run our knight out? I mean, it's a nice 4/4. Also gives us instant speed. Bog gives us a nice clock. Now they're holding up Cryptic. Well, we know we're going to go ahead and swing, so let's go ahead and do that. So let's try to company on their end step. Or if they tap out here. Okay. I mean, we kind of have what we'd want to hit off of company anyway, right? So we can company, make them tap out. And then we can knight. Okay. That's a card. I mean, we didn't really want knight to beat down anyway. If we can hit a Ramanop off this Coco, we didn't bring in a Zusa, because that would have been ideal with Aven Mind Sensor. We could have just... All right, so let's try to Coco here. See what happens. They're probably going to counter it. Remand. Okay. So now here's the question. We only have 4 mana. Do we Coco again? But then we're just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we are just completely shields down. I guess the question is, what are we hoping to hit off of the collected company? Or do we play out a knight? Let's Coco again. Perfect. Eternal Witness, they'll have to pop their crypt. Do they want to sack it? Unfortunately, we don't have a land on the top of the library. That would have been sweet to be able to hold up a path. Okay. Figured that was going to happen. Ewit fizzles. No problem. Go down to 11. So 2, 4, 6. We have a 3-turn clock. What do we got? Anger? Oh, Electro Dominance. It is Restore Balance. Okay. Cards in your hand. Click down to discard the rest. So we're going to keep Path, Abrupt Decay, Bird, and Night. Actually, let's not keep Abrupt Decay. Let's keep Path, Bird, Night, Tracker. Abrupt Decay is not going to hit much. Okay, that makes sense. I was really confused as to what they were playing. Now we just gotta start jamming out creatures here. Visions. So we'll play a Courser. We're probably just a little slow here. Like this isn't exactly the fastest clock. They're also holding up Remand. So we can't even play a Courser right now. Do we play out the Tracker? Or do we play out a Bird? Let's play out the Tracker. Let's hold up Night. Because we'll be able to go ahead and fetch a Temple Garden and also grow the Night and get a couple clues at instant speed in case they restore balance us. And then that way we can also play out. If we hit I want to hold up Path because Greater Garg's on 3. But if we hit a land drop, we can play out Courser plus hold up Path. And probably be okay there. As foretold. That's a fantastic Abrupt Decay target. But they're probably going to restore balance here, yep. So what I'll do here, Greater Garg, does he comes in from suspend. Okay. He comes in. Let's go ahead and snag a fetch. Let's go ahead and do that. Go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and do this. Shock that in. And let's path that. Now what I'll probably do here, I would love to get rid of this as foretold. Sacrifice all lands you control. That's a shame. Okay, so that's gone. Got a land. Play a bird. I want to Abrupt Decay this as foretold. I don't want them to be able to cast Ancestral Vision at will here. So let's Abrupt Decay as foretold. Get out of here. Play a Verdant Catacombs. And then we'll go ahead and fetch up a Temple Garden with this. Come in tapped. And then we'll play out our Courser next turn. And then hopefully we can start rebuilding here and posing some sort of a clocker threat. So there's a Noble, but let's go ahead and get this guy out. Voice of Resurgence is fine. So we can play out a Noble and a Voice and swing in for 3 next turn. Opt. So let's just play the Ghost Quarter off the top. There's a Coco. Let's play out a Noble. Let's play out our Voice. And let's swing for 3. We definitely don't want to shuffle away this Collected Company. If we can hit a Knight, our Knight's absolutely huge. We'll probably just get him in 1 turn here after the Knight drops, but we'll see what happens. Luckily, it's kind of nice because we're drawing Coco and we'll be able to see the top of our deck. If we don't like what we see, we'll be able to... Oh no, they might be able to restore balance here. Two, three, four. Sorry, there's a little gnat in front of my face. So we can draw a card and then still have 4 mana. Likewise, we could 1, 2, 3, 4 activate Gavany Township, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Puts them on a 2 turn, which I kind of like, or we can just hold up company. No, because if they restore balance next turn, we'll just we'll also get a token from the sack. The only problem is if they sack their lands, we're going to have to rebuild our lands. We're not going to be able to cast company, but we might be able to get there with the voice token we get. Let's see what they draw here. Was there a better way to play that? I don't think playing the company out. Did they find it? They probably did. Yeah, I don't think playing the company would have been good. But I guess what I could have done is just like swung in, and then if they restored balance, I could have tapped the mana to float it and then cast Collected Company. Probably would have been better. Because we'll only have a 1/1 voice token. we'll have to probably sack all of our lands because I doubt they'll give us any since they have As for Told up. Yeah, there was probably a better way through that. Okay, or we just got it. Cool. Well, that was playing some Restore Balance. That felt pretty nice. But, I mean, that deck kind of let us set up and do our thing, so it's kind of what we want to do. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is Punt Factor bringing you Abzan Value Town or Decay in Value Town or Green White Black Value Town. Until next time, guys, thank you.